This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's number one show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sob like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. And ladies and gentlemen, good night for the Knicks. Really good night for the Knicks. 2 All-Stars. Well, we knew that was going to happen. 2 All-Star starters. Ladies and gentlemen, in the NBA All-Star game, Karl-Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. The first time since, well, I'll let my man Tony tell it since he found a stat for me. Tone, what's poppin', brother? How you feeling, man?
It was good,
Got
Sim.
2 All-Star starters. The Knicks fans showed up and showed out. Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson have been showing up and showing out. That's why they have become All-Star starters. And it's the first time since who?
Clyde and Earl the Pearl.
Clyde and the Pearl, ladies and gentlemen. The first time the Knicks have had 2 All-Star starters since Clyde and Pearl. You know, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
Another historic moment for Brunson. You know what I mean? He's making his mark in the Knicks record books. And Towns, year 1, coming in and you know, grabbing that starter spot.
Taking
in
the
the
man
All-Star
too.
game.
Yeah.
That's beautiful and big, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. Let me ask you this. My man Kevin said, remind us, where is Greg? Said, remind us what Greg said about Brunson being an all-star. There you go right there. Craig, the ultimate hater. That's what he is, the ultimate hater. You know, man, I mean, it feels good. It feels nice, you know what I'm saying, to have, you know, it's an accomplishment, you know what I mean? And it's the way, you know, you need things like this to bring that legitimacy to the team. The team feels good. The players feel good. You know, the fans feel good. The fans voted these 2 guys in. You know what I mean? You know, what more? You know, and they're both having all-star, all-NBA type seasons.
Sir.
You know what I mean? And, you know, we thought this was going to happen with Amari and Carmelo way back then, right? Amari made the All-Star team, and then Melo came, starter, and then Melo came. I'm not sure if Melo was ever, I don't remember if Melo was ever a starter when he was with the Knicks.
Yeah.
Because LeBron was always there, right? So I don't know if Melo was ever a starter with the Knicks. You know, but you know, this is a feel good moment for the Knicks, for the fans, and all of that. You know what I mean? Donald Cannon said, Sim only pops up during the good times. Where you been? You know, you've been, you know, we missed you. Now I've been around even during the bad times. Trust me, I've been here, but like I said before, business picks up, and so when business picks up, sometimes you got to go with it. You know, business in another industry. You know what I mean? So, you know, I gotta make that moolah, Don. I gotta do it. Knicks players are making moolah. I gotta make mine. You know what I mean? There's been criticism about Jalen Brunson, though.
Yes.
Right? And one of the things that you had mentioned earlier in one of our shows is that maybe Brunson was looking for that all-star bid, wanting to prove that he's an all-star starter. You know what I mean? If that's the case, do you think now it can be like, okay, Let's just hoop now. You know what I mean? So do you
Right.
think this changes the way that the Knicks, do you think this changes the way Jalen Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns, or whoever approaches the basketball game? Because they've
I
been
hope,
named all-star starters.
I think so, and I hope so. Shout out to DJ Shuttle. He sent me the text while I was at work that they both got the starter spots, and my response was, good. Maybe Brunson could get back, refocus on closing out the year. So, 100%, I hope so. And I do believe that is a possibility that, what I mean, he was just revving up, trying to get the starting spot. Similar to last year, I felt like when his name was put in the MVP conversation, he kind of revved up too. Now, a lot of that also last year, we needed it from him. You know what I mean? At this point, I don't think I think we will need him, but it's not going to be night in and night out with the squad we have.
Right. I mean, everybody's competitive, and no matter what players say, no matter what anyone says, everyone has personal goals, and they want to accomplish their personal goals. You know what I'm saying? And so, if your personal goal is to be an all-star starter, then you may try to accomplish that goal. You know what I'm saying? Am I saying it's the right thing to do? But think about if at work, if there's some accomplishment, you're going to try to make that accomplishment happen. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I can see it. You know what I'm saying? I can definitely see it. If that's the case, hopefully he just gets back to hooping. You know what I'm saying? And not worrying about the All-Star game. You know what I mean? Now he doesn't have to worry about it. Now he can just hoop if that was the case. Now he can just hoop.
Right now, Carl Cat is he's in the MVP race. I think he's like fifth right now, or something, maybe seventh. But Brunson's not in that top 10 right now. So, you know what I mean? He don't got to push for that.
Right.
And what would be nice is maybe he see Karl-Anthony in the running, and he make a conscious effort to try to get Carl that MVP or get him higher in the rankings. And to me, that might do something for the team. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Jalen Brunson this year, ladies and gentlemen, 26 points per game, 7.3 assists per game, 3 rebounds per game. His numbers pretty much similar to last year, right? A little bit less points, maybe a few more assists. So what's different this year than last year?
Who started last year?
I don't remember. Dame, maybe? I don't know.
It might have been Dame.
I mean, he's the popular one.
Yeah, it might have been Dame. And it could have been that. It could have been, a lot of people talk about, Carl had Minnesota fans voting for him. That's why his numbers were inflated or whatever. So if that's the case, it could have been the same with Dame,
right?
With his Portland fans and things like that. But I don't believe that about Cat just because he got the whole Dominican Republic as well. So, you know what I mean? And he's really, I mean, I knew he was Dominican. Mm-hmm. I didn't know how much he showed that, you know what I mean? That I'm gonna say like Dominican pride. I didn't see that outwardly from Minnesota. As soon as he got here, it was, you know what I mean?
Right.
It was blatant. It was out. I mean, it makes sense.
Makes sense, right? Because in Minnesota, it's probably not. It's just not as much culture. Not as much.
I'm
diversity.
sure he got a boost that wasn't influenced in Minnesota once he got here.
Yeah.
From,
Right.
from DR
Yeah.
and
Right. I mean that definitely makes sense.
that's right.
You know.
Washington Heights,
But
Dykeville.
for Brunson, I mean, the Knicks record has to be a part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being
For sure.
being third in the Eastern Conference, their record's got to play a big part. And then when you just look at the breakdown of the way the league is and the way the players now, right? I mean, what other point guard in the East is
Honestly, the only
popular than
one.
Brunson right now?
I mean, the only one that I thought Trey was gonna get it. Honestly,
Okay, that would make
I
sense.
did.
It's popular.
And I thought Brunson might get the edge because of the record. You know what I mean? They just start Atlanta's just starting to come on.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned it after the game against them. I thought that was you know what I mean? That game could have been a deciding factor in some voters' eyes or even some fans' eyes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even though I think fans are more they're voting for who they like and they're gonna vote for them straight across the board every time they vote. Just like us Knicks fans seemingly did.
Yeah. And then, what center in the East is more popular than Karl-Anthony Towns right now?
Oh, Karl-Anthony has been the second best center in the league.
Yeah.
So
I mean, but with the fans voting, it's about popularity, right? So who's been?
And these fans is bad.
They mad. They're like,
They bad. They
nah.
tight. You know what I mean? They not like, you know what I mean? Y'all remember Yao Ming was hurt all year. He got he still had all the votes.
Right.
Oh, leading vote getter. Philly ain't playing that.
Yeah, they're like, nah, we're gonna teach you a lesson.
They vote off emotions.
Right. They're like, we're gonna teach you. If you're not playing, you ain't playing in an All-Star game. We're gonna teach you a lesson. Nah. Yeah, that's yeah. I could definitely see that. There isn't a center in the East that's as popular as Karl-Anthony Towns. You know what I mean?
No.
So it definitely makes sense that they would get voted in. Now let me ask you this: if they didn't get voted in as starters, right? Would they have been voted in your mind? Would they have been voted in as?
Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind Brunson was getting in, and there was no doubt in my mind Karl was going to be a starter, just because where he was in the voting as I was like monitoring. But then, once you take away the fans' perspective and you talk about writers and media, I think they have a clear understanding that he's the best center in the East. Like, I can't imagine someone else getting a vote at center, to be honest.
Right. Yeah. Not
in the East.
Not in the East. I mean, he might be the best center in the league. It's possible, right? He's in the running and being the best center in the league.
I mean, I've been monitoring Jokic's numbers. Jokic's numbers is ridiculous.
Yeah, so I know.
He's got a little ways. I mean, to be honest, if Karl could average 10 assists, then the argument will be there easily.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because the skill set and the rebounds and everything else. I mean, neither one is a great defender.
I think he probably could if the offense was designed to run through him.
No. Yeah. I don't think there's no doubt in my mind that I agree. I don't know if he will. Like, it would have to be shifted to running through him, the offense.
Right.
And yeah, we're not there yet.
Nah, without a doubt.
I don't even know if that's worth having. I mean, we could have a show about that at some point, but I wouldn't want to entertain that until next year, off season.
Yeah. Karl-Anthony Towns this year, 25.1 points per game, 13.9 rebounds per game, 3.5 assists per game.
Let's get them up. Let's get those up.
You know what I mean? great numbers for Cat. The rebounding numbers have, skyrocketed. And, he mentioned,
leading the
like,
league.
it's not that I couldn't rebound. It's just I was asked to do something else. And this year he's been asked to rebound more. You know what I mean? So he's rebounding.
And that was one of our, I won't say concerns, but questions. You know what I mean? We thought we were losing rebounding, obviously with Hartenstein and Mitch not being here and Randall.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
yeah,
think
he's
we lost rebounding because we don't have the collective doing it,
collective. Yep.
right? Karl-Anthony Towns has added his rebounding, but then, you got Josh Hart, Precious.
His numbers are up too, though.
His numbers are up too. But when you have the collective, right? So, you get Hartenstein and Mitch and Josh Hart, right? And Precious, you know what I mean? And Randall. And I'm not trying to say I'm just saying, like, last year, that's why you had all of those guys. This year we got to, re-add those guys. So Cat's doing his thing. Josh is doing his thing. Precious does his thing. You get Mitch back now. You got Mitch. You know what I mean? Now you got a collective again. Who can really, really hit those boards.
But he's really,
But
he surpassed my expectations rebounding. You know what I mean? Like, I was only asking for 10. You know what I mean? Like, give us 10 consistently to be leading the league.
yeah,
That's what's
right,
up.
right. You know what I mean?
And when you watch it, you see him fighting for him. You know what I mean? It's not like it's just 7-footer. I got long arms. I'm getting rebounds. No, he's making a conscious effort, battling.
Yeah. He definitely is, and I see no signs of it slowing down either. You know what I mean? None at all. I think he's enjoying, the accolades and whatever you want to call it that he's getting from being, from rebounding like this, from being such a good rebounder. I think he's enjoying it. I think he likes it, and we may just be beginning to see the best of Cat.
I was gonna ask you, who do you think this does more for individually? Like, let me rephrase that. If this all-star starting spot is going to boost somebody's morale or kind of give somebody a spark going into the second half between Cat and Brunson, who do you think it helps more? I mean, hopefully it's both, and hopefully it's collective.
That's a good question.
But if it helps one of them, who do you think it helps more? Does more for?
Huh? Who's it does? If what you were saying about Brunson is true, Brunson, right? Because now he can just get back to what we were, getting used to the earlier part of the season. So if it would do more for Brunson than if that's the case, I think. And with Brunson, it's a big accolade for his career, right? What was he on the All-Star team last year?
He
came off. No, Brunson.
Brunson.
He came off the bench, right?
Mm-hmm. This is his first starter,
and this is his first time, being a starter. So it's a big accolade in your career. You know what I mean? So that's it's big. I mean, it's big for both of them, but
it is.
It's definitely
big. And for the team, and for the team,
without a doubt, and for the team. You know what I mean?
Hopefully, like I said, it boosts. It does something for the whole team as a collective. But yeah, this is a great start, man. A great start to the new regime. You know what I mean? Made these moves and you seeing the fruits of your labor, right? You're seeing the benefits of going out and making these moves in year one.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's definitely like a pat on the back for the front office. You know what I mean? For Tibbs, for these two individuals, for the team.
Right.
I think this could really push us in that right direction of kind of cleaning things up and closing this year out.
Yeah, it'd be nice. You know what I'm saying? Now it's about getting it done and getting past the All-Star game though, right? Because now, that if there's anything else that's being held over, over the head is all right, now let's play in the All-Star game. I don't want there to be any pressure on either guy to try to win MVP at the All-Star game or nothing. Just, go out there and ball and take what you get and
I don't know
enjoy
what the
it.
format
You know what
is
I'm
for the
saying?
teams. Do we know that? Because now it's what, isn't it like 3 teams out of the All Stars and then a team out of the rookies and sophomores or something?
I forgot how it's set up now.
Because that 5 is not going to be a squad.
Right. Right.
So
right.
so my next thing is hopefully Brunson and Cat get to play on the same team. I would like that.
You think that? Well,
I would like it.
So how are they choosing the teams? Like I don't know any of the rules
that's what
or anything
I don't
like
know.
that right
I
now.
don't know either. But I know just because they're the starters, that means they're gonna start, I guess. But that, like, I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Okay, so here it is. So this is the format. For the first time, the NBA All-Star Game will feature a mini tournament with 4 teams and 3 games. 2 teams will meet in one semifinal game 1, and the remaining 2 teams will meet in the other semifinal game 2. The winning teams from game 1 and 2 will advance to face each other in the championship game 3. For each game, the winner will be the first team to reach or surpass 40 points.
But how are they figuring out the actual teams?
The actual teams, right? Each team will have 8 players and be named for a TNT NBA analyst. The 24 NBA All-Star selections will be divided evenly into 3 teams, with the rosters drafted by TNT's Inside the NBA commentators and honorary team general managers Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith. The 3 analysts will make their respective picks for Team Chuck, Team Shaq, and Team Kenny live on TNT in the NBA All-Star Draft, which will be conducted on Thursday, February 6th, just before the network's doubleheader that night.
So I wonder if a starter is even actually a starter. Like you get the starter, you know what I mean, nod or the starter accolade.
Mm-hmm.
But once the teams are formed, do they have to be starters now? Because it seems like they're getting drafted. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
And the draft is not. The draft is out of all the players.
Right.
So
that's a good question. I don't know.
Nah, I gotta start. I'm a starter.
That's what I would be like.
You might be the last pick in the draft,
bro. I ain't gonna front. That's how I would feel. I'd be like, yo, hold up. I was chosen as a starter. Why I'm coming off the bench? I think. So there's 10 starters chosen.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm assuming did they say what the fourth team is? Or is it was I mistaken about the rookie and sophomore team or whatever being involved in this?
I'm gonna have to check again because I'm not exactly sure. Because there's, it's a lot going on with it. You know what I mean?
I know they said the All Stars will be divided into 3 teams,
right?
But I thought it was a fourth team that was made up.
It seems like it would have to be with the way that they described it. So let me read this again, or at least part of it again. the NBA will feature a mini tournament with 4 teams and 3 games. All right, 2 teams will meet in one semifinal, game 1. The other remaining 2 teams will meet in the other semifinal, game 2. So who is the 4th? So yeah, what is the 4th team?
Yeah, I think it has to do with the rookie team, or
It might, maybe it's something like that.
or maybe like but even that's going to be too many players. Oh, unless it's divided in between the two.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's kind of funny too, because do you expect them to beat the All-Stars?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right. I mean,
I guess we'll figure it out.
I guess you never know. You know what I'm saying? You know, I guess you never know what they can do.
Was Wemby an All-Star last year?
Wemby, was he an All-Star last year? Not sure. I don't know. I had to go back and check. I mean, what do you feel about that format?
I like when you read it initially. I like it. I like the fact that they get to pick their teams and draft their teams, like put their GM hats on or whatever. You know what I mean? Them as coaches. I'm assuming they're coaching.
No, they're not coaching. Because you still gotta have. They're just the GMs.
Okay.
Right? So you still gotta have like the best coach in the East. Blah 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 blah. Right? You know, you still gotta have that whole little thing.
Okay. I don't know. I think that gives them a little competitive edge, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just them outside drafting instead of the players drafting.
Yeah. You know, with the way the All-Star game is, it's definitely something a little bit more exciting to think about.
I mean, it was so trash in the past few years. I think
Tell me about it.
something new. You might have to change it year in and year out till you figure out what
works.
What works.
Right, what works and what interests the fans. Yeah, yeah. So the All-Star team, ladies, I mean the All-Star starters, not the All-Star team. We know who the All-Star team is. And let me take this little thing down here off the bottom. You know, talk about Perkins on the Knicks. You know, I don't know, bugging out. But the All-Star starters pool. You got Giannis, you got Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, and Karl-Anthony Towns for the Eastern Conference. For the West, you got Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, SGA, LeBron James, and Jokic. Is it crazy to you? I'll just start with, is it crazy to you that LeBron James is still an All-Star starter?
Like in theory, no, but I don't know the stats and the numbers to make an argument of who should have started over him.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm just talking about being LeBron James and the age
crazy.
that he is, and and as long as he's been in the league, and he's an All-Star starter. I mean, he's popular. He's popular.
It's not.
So
it's not at all, though. I feel like he's still better than 60% of the league.
Yeah, no doubt. It's crazy. I mean, you know,
would you want to see? It's like you see a slight decline in his game.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want to see him retire while he's still, like better than 60% of the league? Or would you want to see him play as long as he could play just to see, like imagine LeBron like 49.
I mean, I would love to see that. I would love to
and
see
still,
that.
you know what I mean? Like,
Word.
because he could still be a good, you know what I mean? If he did the Haslam, that's his name, Haslam role
Haslam, yeah.
in Miami.
You
You
know
know what I
what
mean?
I'm saying?
Did that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Come in a few minutes. I
I,
think that would be fire.
I'd love to see that. You know, to see him play that long in the league and still be. You don't have to be the best, but
Mm-hmm.
still be, you know, a decent player, a good player. You know what I mean?
Show what the IQ could, how long the IQ can
Yeah.
keep you
Can
keep
keep you
him
relevant.
in the game.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's, you know what I mean, he came in the league with that
Yeah.
IQ.
Right. It's funny you mentioned IQ because this next guy we about to talk about has none. None. Zero IQ. Big Bubba. Are you
You
listening?
can't be talking about me, man. I have the highest IQ in the chat.
You got the highest IQ at that little detention center you work at.
Oh, see, man, listen.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, man.
You ain't even in the chat right
First
now.
of all,
He's not even in the chat right now, and he says he's got the
I
highest
got the
IQ in the chat.
I got the highest IQ in the chat, man.
Right, and he ain't even in the
I
chat. That lets you
I
know
got the
how
highest
high
IQ.
that man's IQ is. He's not even in the chat. How can you have the highest IQ in the chat if you're not in there?
You
I'm
have
so
the
far I don't
highest
need to be in the.
IQ
I got
of
the highest
all the
IQ in the
callers
show.
tonight.
Come on, man.
It's fucking.
Everybody know I'm the real brazen operation.
Right. This man was on
Anyway,
Facebook
black is time,
cooking
Tony.
for his girl the other day.
Wait,
I
what
ain't
happened, man?
I
Oh,
ain't gonna
man,
say
here you
nothing.
go,
Go ahead, man. What's up? Talk to us. Jalen Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns, all-star starters. Talk to me.
I'm excited, Sim. I think there's a little controversy as it is. People talking about Cade, people talking about LaMelo.
Listen,
Man, I
LaMelo
think
plays for an 11-win team. Get out my face.
Nah, I totally agree with you,
I
man.
mean, I know he's popular.
Remember
I know he's
back
popular,
in
but
when the Knicks were really bad, we used to push for David Lee to get in,
yeah.
and we had to get I think we were 500, so they let him in. But man, listen, man, he on a
He was
David Lee.
averaging
I
a
like LaMelo, I
double-double.
do,
He was
but he on
averaging.
an 11-win team.
Yeah, I mean, he's on 11. I mean, you know, listen, the fans vote for the starters, but, you know, they only get 50% of the vote now, but still, he's on an 11-win team. But anyway, come on, your thoughts, Jalen Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns.
Oh man,
Talk.
this is big, Sam. I think this is really important. It shows the work that these guys put in, man. I think we all knew Karl-Anthony Towns was gonna start. He's been the best center in the East. He's been honestly the best center not named Jokic in the league. So that was a foregone conclusion. But Jalen Brunson, it was a little tough for Jalen Brunson because I know from eye test it hasn't been his best so far, but it's been pretty damn near good. I mean, numbers say a lot of things, and he's averaging 26 points, damn near 50% shooting, almost 40% from three. I mean, this guy's been amazing for us.
Yes.
There's a few more adjustments I think he has to make. I think that's going to come, especially with we getting Mitch back, maybe adding a few pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I've been reading a few things, but man, listen, I can't complain, son. 2 All-Star starters. I think again he's been the best point guard in the East, besides Cade. I think he's been the best point guard in the East.
Hold on. You said besides Cade? Listen.
I mean, I think Cade's one of the better point guards in the East. I think Jalen Brunson's still better than Cade, personally.
Okay.
But Cade has been a great point guard this season. I think the best point guards in the East have been, Jalen Brunson, Cade, Tyrese Maxey, but a couple of those guys. But
you gonna just keep expanding the list till you name everybody?
But I'm telling you, Jalen Brunson, regardless of what, is the best point guard in the East.
Okay.
But again, I'm super excited, man. I'm excited for this team, man. I'm excited for these guys, man. They earned it. And I think it's reflected on the team too, Sam. I mean, these are our 2 best players. We're 3rd in the East. I think we got a real shot to get that second. If everything falls into place, we get a few more pieces coming back. Maybe a couple guys from the Westchester Knicks that I've been reading about might come up, add to that scoring on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
I think the next team is going to be real dangerous in the second half.
Okay. Can I ask you a question? I just want to
Come on,
ask.
man.
I just want to ask you because I'm pretty sure you're pretty similar to a lot of Knicks fans out there. When the Knicks barely squeaked by Brooklyn the other day, how was you feeling? Was you feeling like, yeah, we got the third?
I mean,
what you like? Yeah, we got the third best record in the East. We're really doing some things. Da 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 da. Or was you like, yo, man, we barely beat the Brooklyn Nets. We scored 99 points. We got a lot of things to work on. Which one was it? Tell me the truth. Don't lie. Which one was it?
I'm a big advocate that we got a lot of things to work on. But I've been about that though. I've been said this.
I'm just saying because what you're saying right now is all like, we got the third best record in the East. We got 2 all-star starters. Boom, boom, boom. I like the way things are looking. I like this. I like that. A couple of days ago,
But
you
Sim,
was
you
like,
heard me. But you heard me before talk about that. We got some things to work on.
I know. I understand that. What I'm saying is you're saying something different right now. Like right now, you're on the high horse.
Well, I mean, it's been. Listen, sir, I'm critique of the Knicks heavy, but I mean, it's still positive to what we've been doing. It's just
All right.
I see in the long run if we want to
Tony?
make a deep
But
playoff
you
push.
see that, Tony? He said it's still positive from what we've been doing, right? And so I'm just trying to make the point. We're in the midst of the best season that the Knicks have had in more than a decade. More than a decade. And fans be tripping. We're in the middle of the best season the Knicks have had in more than a decade. So I just want everyone to keep that in their brain cells. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I do hear you. I can ask you a question.
I was just using you as a guinea pig or something.
Well, I ain't no guinea pig, man. I'm the scientist.
But I was just using, I was just using you. You know what I mean? I just want us to remember. I just want us to remember that. I just want us to remember, you know what I mean, that we're in the middle of the best season that we've had in more than a decade. Go ahead. What was you gonna say?
Well, and anyways, I'm not a guinea pig. I'm a science. Everyone's pinky in the brain.
Yeah.
I'm the brain.
You're not. But go ahead. Get your point.
I'm the brain, man.
All right.
Well, so I want to ask you something. How do you feel about? So I read a report today, right? We all know about Mitch should be back by. He should be playing by like mid. I'm gonna say Mitch is gonna be playing after the All-Star game.
You got sources to back that up?
No, I ain't no sources, man. I'm just predicting, man. I can't just predict.
I'm just all right. Go ahead. I'm just wondering if you got sources to back that up.
It just makes sense that he would be playing after the All-Star game.
Okay.
It would just make sense.
Okay.
How do you feel that if the Knicks don't do a move? Because I read an article today that I know the Knicks have been talking about adding T.J. Warren from the G League to the main roster. Now, if you get him, you get Mitch back. How do you feel about that team?
I think T.J. Warren is old. And I think he moves old. Like when old people play, their elbows stick out and stuff, like he looks like that when he's playing.
So you've been watching his G League game.
I mean, it's the G League. So, a lot of people are going to do their thing in the G League. I still think he looks kind of old. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe that's just how he looks. I don't know. I'm just me. I'm just not. It's hard for me to base. Okay. Deuce, right? You remember when Deuce was in the G League and he would be killing the G League. 30 points, 35 points, like killing the G League. And then when he played in the league, he couldn't hit a three. Right? It's just not the same. The talent level, there's a vast difference in the talent level between the two. So it's hard for me to say, oh, guys killing in the G League and just think that they're automatically going to come to the league and kill. I'm not saying that it won't happen. And it hasn't happened, because it has. But, I'm not going to bank on it just because they're playing well in the G League. That they can get to the NBA and, still be a big contributor. Just not going to bank on that. So I wouldn't know. I don't know. I don't know. Old head said, and you're right. You're exactly right. Said, no, that's not the right one. You said T.J. Warren. There it is. T.J. Warren is a proven vet. He's not a rookie. You're 100% right. He's a proven vet in the league. I just don't know how much more he has. You know what I'm saying? He's much
So how old is T.J.
like
Warren again?
He's not that old.
I say T.J. Warren got to be like at least 28, 29.
I might be a little older than that. He's much like the bench we have now with Cam and Landry. Kind of guys in the same type of situation, holding on.
Oh wow, oh my God, we got the same birthday. Okay, I didn't know that. Jesus.
No wonder why he's in the G League.
Whoa. First of all, don't do that, man.
31 years
actually,
old.
I'm actually older than him by 4 days.
You're not older than him. He's 31. How old are you?
I'm 31, man.
Oh, okay. All right, my bad. I mean, never mind. I don't know how I
here
feel.
We go. What's he with his say, man?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I'm not sure.
Here's what I'll say.
I would just say that because
go ahead, Tone. Hold on. Oh, Big Bubba. Go ahead, Tone.
If we can bring him and Okiki up, I wouldn't mind it. If I had to choose between the two, I'm choosing Okiki. I feel like there's more upside still. Now, it's true. Warren is a proven vet, and that there's value in that. But I do think at his age, with his injury history, there's not really any upside. He could be a solid guy to fill in if there's like foul trouble or somebody goes down. But even with Tibbs, if he had to fill in like people had to fill in last year and played 30 minutes, that that's gonna tear him up with his injury history. I'd rather go with a younger guy. Now Okiki has some injury history too, but I'd rather go with Okiki. I think they've both played similarly well in the G League. I just like the athleticism and the youth and upside with Okiki.
Yeah.
But Tony, so the only thing I would say that I just don't think the Knicks are going to do that. I don't think the Knicks will go with I think the Knicks are past that phase of we're looking at young upside. For now,
I think
they would rather go with more of a proven guy. Like, we know what T.J. Warren can do in the league. We've seen him do it. I don't think they got time to wait for just to prove a younger guy. Because if you really look at it too, our starting five is pretty young.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not pretty young, but they're all pretty much. I mean, I think Cat's the oldest at 28 or something like that.
Yeah.
27.
Something like. Yeah.
What I'm saying is I think they both would give the same production. I think they both would give the same value. Now granted, I agree. The experience might mean more to Tibbs. You know what I mean? Like that might be his Warren's advantage, if you will. But I've watched the G League all year as well. They've both been almost identical in production. And role and style of play, you know what I mean? Like, so I think both of them will give the same production here.
See, I kind of agree with Kevin. Said Tibbs isn't playing Okiki or Warren. I kind of agree with that. I don't know. I don't think either one of them is going to be an impact kind of guy coming off the bench. So I don't, I kind of agree. I don't know if he's playing either one of them.
Oh, Kiki got an edge defensively though. That might get him in.
Yeah, because I do think that this trade deadline stuff, I don't think they're gonna go out and really get people because of the whole second apron. I really think the Knicks are banking on Mitchell Robinson and maybe one person from the G League, and I think we got it in house. I don't expect the Knicks to do crazy big moves. Well, I mean they can't, they literally can't. But I don't see the Knicks doing. Well, because I think a lot of the fan base think the Knicks is gonna go out and try to get a Herbert Jones or something like that. I don't think the Knicks are gonna do that. I think they're really I think they're gonna really bank on Mitchell Robinson and maybe a player from the G League to.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's all they really. That might be all they can do. I don't know if there's a conscious decision to do that. They're sitting there saying, no, we got it in house. No, I don't think it. I think that's all they probably can do right now.
I also think, knowing the second apron situation, this was all part of their plan anyway. You know what I mean? Sign these guys early, waive them. You know what I mean? Get them in the G League, knowing that financially we couldn't have signed them in the beginning of the year, or we would have had to choose between them, Shamet. You know what I mean? We couldn't do both of them or all three of them. So financially, this was them being savvy and saying, all right, the loophole is get them in the organization. You know what I mean? Monitor them. Once March comes, February, once March comes, we could sign these guys at the prorated price and still be under the apron.
Right.
One of them at least.
Right.
They said that Marcus Morris Senior, is he with a team?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't know.
I felt like he was so butthurt about getting cut and not knowing that the Knicks were doing cap strategy. I think he got really emotional about that, and just I don't know. Because I would want something like that to come back. I think he just got so butthurt about being cut with not knowing that it was just a cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he would have basically the Knicks chose Shamet over him, and he was in his feelings. And then once Shamet got hurt, he could have had the guaranteed contract. Shamet could have been the one, like he was on the G League roster, and waiting for that March opportunity. But yeah, he was butthurt. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the Knicks got some things to do. Like I said, I just think the trade deadline is not going to be as. Before I go, how do you feel? Because I know everybody's been talking about. Well, I know there's been a lot of reports about Valanciunas. How do you feel about that? Because I really don't want it.
I'm not a big fan of it. I'm just not a big fan of it.
I'm not.
Me neither. I just didn't prefer that as the pick that we.
I'm not for it, but I'm not against it either. Because I see positive in it. It's just not. It's not what Mitch brings. You know what I mean? But
definitely not.
It 100% solidifies our bench. Like when we talking about we need bench production. You talking about guaranteed double.
I
in the second unit. I think he's a underrated passer, so he could actually unlock some production from other guys in the second unit. So it's basically saying we're not going the defensive route,
right,
and we're doubling down or tripling down
on the offensive side. Yeah.
So,
but that's the thing I think I'm not agreeing with Tony is that
it's not my preference. I think we got I can see the
enough offense, man. It's just the defense with Vooch. What's his name?
Vucevic.
Bellum. Yeah, I'd rather go defensive, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tony was just saying it would be us saying that we're doubling down on the offense, right? You trade Mitch and you get to get Valanciunas, you're kind of doubling down on offense right there. You're trading defense for offense.
And what I will say though, he's a good enough rebounder that maybe he helps offensive rebounding, getting us second possessions. Maybe he helps the back end of the defense when they miss a shot, getting the rebound. You know what I mean? Securing. Like defensive rebounds is the last part of the defense. You know what I mean? So he may not get the stops, the blocks. You know what I mean? But if he's getting a rebound off a miss, that's just as valuable. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but again, he's not stopping anybody in the paint, and pick and roll is horrible.
Yeah. All right, Big Bubba. I mean, you done coughed all over the show, so I'm gonna let you get up out
I'm
of
sorry
here.
about that, man.
I'm
I'm gonna go wash my hands, man. First of all, I just want to say, man, Cooking with Chef Jay is back, baby. We back, baby.
Yep.
Got some stuff that I'm cooking.
Right. I know. Coughing all over the food.
I'm not. First of all, I'm not coughing on the food, man. I'm gonna go wash my hands. But Cooking with Chef Jay is back, everybody. That's what everybody know. It's on my Instagram. Follow my Instagram.
So hold up. So you're telling me you stole the name that we created on NBK and brought it over to Instagram and is talking about Cooking with Chef Zay? Yeah, a lawsuit is in store.
Oh, come
A
on.
lawsuit
That's my
is
name.
in store.
What? So you Drake down there? You gonna sue me?
I came up with the name Cooking with Chef Zay.
And we appreciate you, man.
So you can't take the name and do another show on another platform.
Well, I'm not
without
doing
my
another
permission.
It's the same show.
You just said Cooking with Chef Zay is back. I'm on Instagram.
We're back.
He ain't read the contracts, though.
MBK.
He ain't read the contract.
Lawsuit is in store. Lawsuit is in, Yep.
Set in perpetuity.
Hey, Tony, whose side are you on, man?
Lawsuit is in store.
Anyway, well, listen, we're going to talk about this later.
I ain't going to get no money from him because, you got to have money to give money. But a lawsuit is in store.
Man. We're going to talk about this on a different time, me and you. Hey, listen, man.
Nah, ain't no mediation.
Can't wait for the new.
No mediation. You did it already. You made it public.
Oh man. So come on, man. Don't do that to me, man.
We going to court.
Jesus. MBK in court. Anyways, Cooking with Chef Jay, man. On MBK2, YouTube, Instagram. Peace out.
Yeah, peace out to you. You're going to be up there with Diddy. That's what. That was Big Bubba, ladies and gentlemen. Stealing from the show. What in the world? What in the world? Yes, Jalen Brunson, ladies and gentlemen. All-star starter, 26 points per game, 7.3 assists, 3 rebounds per game. Karl-Anthony Towns for the Knicks, all-star starter, 25.1 points per game, 13.9 rebounds per game, and 3.5 assists per game. The first time the Knicks have had 2 all-star starters since Clyde and Pearl. That's nice. It's nice to be part of it. Now, we get this all-star game over. It's time to take it to the next level. We gotta take it to the next level. You know what I mean? You can call in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm only here for about 10 more minutes. Then I'm out. 516-362-5212. I want to know what you think, how you feel about Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns making an all-star team, and what it means for the franchise, what it means for the players, what it means for the fans. You know what I mean? Talk to us. Ladies and gentlemen, talk to us. Really good. Any other thoughts, Joe, Tony, just about anything, really? It doesn't even have to be about this. We play Sacramento on Saturday, which I'm going to miss the game because got some other obligations.
Another test.
Yeah.
Another test.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough test. You know, they're playing well. They got a young team. They can get up and down the court. They play, you know, that they play the style of basketball that I think gives us trouble. You know, so that's definitely going to be that's going to be a tough one. I think the Knicks can win. I think the Knicks can beat anybody, but it's definitely going to be a tough one. You know what I mean? It's going to be a tough game.
They got
Especially
some
now that
dynamic guards.
yeah, and especially with these guys being named all-star starters, now it's like, okay, well, we coming after you. You're a starter. You're an NBA all-star starter. We're coming after you, right? Just puts a little bit more venom, you know, behind opposing teams, opposing players. You got two guys in the starting lineup for the all-star team. You know,
Let me make a name for myself.
Yeah, you know, we got some venom coming towards you. So, you know, it's going to be one of those type of games. But hopefully, the Knicks are riding high on Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson. You know, becoming all-star starters, and they let it flow into the game and do what they're supposed to do. You know, do what they're supposed to do. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
I got a question for you, non-Nick related, I guess. Does Cleveland get more than 2? Does Boston get more than 2?
Does Boston get more than 2? I mean, they're definitely getting 2.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think all three of us get 2. I think Mobley gets in over Garland because I think LaMelo might still get the reserve, considering he led the starter votes. So I think Mobley will be their second. If Cleveland gets 3, then obviously it'll be Garland. I think Boston gets 2. KP's kind of been off and off the floor this year.
Yeah.
I don't think Drew or White get the nod this year. So who do you think rounds out?
I don't know. I mean, what about Dame?
I think
Tyrese
Trey.
Maxey.
I think Trey deserves it over
Trey.
Dame. And I also think I don't know how that LaMelo leading the starting votes. Can you lead the starting votes and not make the team?
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Because now it's up to the coaches and stuff. They got to vote you in.
Yeah, so he might not even make the team after leading the starting votes, which is kind of crazy though.
You know, because I mean, you're an 11. You're on an 11-win team. Are you? I mean, are you supposed to get in?
That's true,
right? I mean, you know, Cade is doing his thing. He's on a 23-win team.
That's true,
right?
And a winning record, right?
And a winning record, 23 and 21.
21.
Yeah. You know, Trey's on a, you know, they're 22 and 22.
Just think about how tough it is
Tyrese
for that point guard position.
Yeah,
think about how tough it is in the East, that point guard position, and we got the starter. You know what I mean? Like coming from not having a point guard for how many years?
I mean,
and that like this is the solidification.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got our point guard.
Right. I mean, the Bucks now
we knew it already, but
are 24 and 17. And Dame is, you know, putting up Dame numbers. I don't see that. 25 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. How's Dame not get in? And they're on the 4th best team in the East. He's got to get in. He's got to get in. I would think.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know, Tyrese Halliburton. The Pacers are 24-20. You know, another guard that 17 points, 8 assists, 17.8 points, 8.8 assists.
Yeah, I think Trey got him
You know,
beat.
Trey. See what Trey's doing on the season. I mean,
'Cause he got like 12 assists.
yeah,
And like,
22.9 points, 11.7 assists. Yeah. You know, so I don't know about LaMelo Ball. You know, he's got nice numbers, but you know, 11-win team though. You know what I mean? Let me get to a phone call here before I get up out of here. Call you live. Name me where you're from, please.
Hey there, Simeon. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, feeling good, man. Knicks got 2 all-star starters. I feel good.
Yeah, that's great. You know, I was just curious to find out when was the last time the Knicks got 2 All-Star game starters. I looked it up. It was back in 1975 with
Yeah.
Ralph Frazier and Earl Monroe. So it's
Yep.
been
We
50
talked about
years.
that.
It's been that long.
Right. We talked about that.
Yeah, so that's just awesome, you know, as a fan to see it. You know, it's the first time in my lifetime I've actually seen the Knicks with 2 starters. I want to bring up one thing about LaMelo Ball. I actually live in Charlotte, so I've been to some Hornet games. I've seen LaMelo play. He definitely didn't deserve to be a starter. Just he's an exciting player to watch. He plays like one of those guys we saw during the early 2000s when he came to the And One Knicks State basketball tour.
Right.
He's talented, but he's just not playing there to win games. I've seen it too many times when I've gone to their games.
Okay.
He's fun to watch, but he doesn't have that winning mentality. And then you look at some of the shots he takes. He's getting 29 points a game. But what people don't look at is his field goal percentage. It's 41%. It's very bad. It's very inefficient. He's taking a lot of bad shots.
Right.
He's shooting bad from three-point land when you look at the percentages. He's not, you know, he's having fun out there, but he's not taking it seriously.
Yeah.
That's one thing people are not taking into account.
Yeah.
You look at Jalen's numbers. Jalen's only averaging 3 points less than him, but he's shooting higher percentages.
Right.
He's playing better basketball. He's getting the same amount of assists as LaMelo, but he's turning the ball over less. LaMelo's nearly turning the ball over 4 times a game, if you look at his numbers.
There you go. There you go. That's it right there, ladies and gentlemen. My man just laid it on the line for you. No to LaMelo. Vote
Right.
no to LaMelo.
I think the kids are upset about it. You know, I've seen that on social media, but, you know, that's why they allow the players and media to vote now because, you know, kids, they don't always make the best decisions. I know I have 3 kids of my own, but just, you know, it's fair. Like, you know, I think kids will be upset about it, but you can't reward a guy, you know, who's not trying to win games. I don't think LaMelo has that maturity yet. He can be a starter one day if he, you know, focuses on winning and, you know, being a better basketball player when it comes to making better decisions.
Yeah.
I think the tools are there, but he has to change his mentality and be serious about winning.
There you go. You know, we'll see. You know, we'll see if the NBA is, you know what I mean, if they're like, listen, we got to have this guy in there because he's going to draw. You know, he's going to draw viewers. He's going to put eyes on the game. I don't know, but, you know, put that man in the something else, some other.
He's an exciting player, you know. The irony about it, he's tailor-made for the All-Star game, but you know, he just doesn't have like the, you know, the qualifications to get in. But he was actually the perfect player for this game. So it's kind of like the league has a dilemma right there. Do you appease the fans and put them in the game, and then, you know, you're going to get some highlights, or do you put someone in there that deserves to go there based on their team's record? That's a tough decision.
I think, you know what maybe they should just name an all-star team and name the way they do with all NBA. You know what I'm saying? And then
get rid of the game
and have something else in lieu of the game. You know, and then you just name the all-star team, players who are all-stars. You know, why don't they have to play?
I see what you're saying. That is actually a good idea. That's something, that they should consider.
I mean,
just that would be interesting.
I still think the in-season tournament championship game should be played the weekend at All-Star game. That's just what I think still. And then you just name your All-NBA team and your All-Star team and name who would be the starters, who would be the bench, and then you have the in-season tournament championship that weekend. And then I guess the issue would be scheduling. The two teams that played wouldn't get the week off. But if you scheduled it right, you could do it. You know what I'm saying? If you scheduled it right, you could still do it. And then you can still have the 3-point contest, slam dunk contest, I guess. And, whatever else, skills challenge.
That would be very interesting if they could do that. Like, they should do it like you're saying, have it in name. That's a good idea. I would even offer the caveat. There's some guys that just want to have the name recognition of getting in, but they've been to the All-Star game so many times.
Right.
It's not like necessarily that they want to play. You could give those guys an option, like, hey, you can have the credit to your name, and if you want to have someone else play instead of you, you could select to do that. I think that would be a great idea, because I think some of these guys don't necessarily want to be there. They just want the name recognition.
Right. They just want to. Yeah, you're one of the top 30 players in the league or whatever. However, 24 players in the league. I'd rather be All NBA than All-Star any day.
Yeah, I think actually some of these contracts that they have is that if you're All NBA, you get like a pay increase versus being an All-Star. So that's a good point there.
All NBA is the top 15 players in the league or whatever.
And it's legit because, like you're saying, you're top 15, and it's kind of more indisputable if you make the All NBA versus the All-Star game.
Yeah, man, no doubt. Well, my man, I appreciate your time. Thank you for the call. I'm going to.
You're welcome.
Get up out of here. Have a good one. Have a great one. Have a great weekend.
You too. Have a good night.
You too. Peace. All right. Well, I'm gonna get up out of here, Tony, because I got a long ride ahead of me. I'm gonna stop on the road, catch a nap, and then finish. But I gotta get ready to rock and roll.
Boston is getting beat right now by the Lakers by 22. I hope we could get that second seed. That would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Not taking anybody for granted, but it'd be nice to have Boston and Cleveland knock each other off.
Word. Yeah.
And we meet the winner in the
right. Eastern Conference Finals.
That would be nice. But
would be.
And good show, son.
Yeah, appreciate you, Tony. Thank you for jumping on with me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm up out of here. Be peaceful and have a great weekend if I don't see you. We're up out of here, folks. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.